Been diagnosed with osteoporosis or osteopenia and you've been told that in order to manage your condition, you just need to take up weight-bearing exercise. So for people that don't do any exercise at the minute, this is great advice, though it is incredibly vague because what does weight-bearing exercise really mean? It does mean that for them, anything they start doing is likely to, in the initial stages, have a positive impact on their bone health. But in a general sense, exercises that are weight-bearing, like walking or yoga, tai chi, Pilates, even Pilates on the reformer, they're generally quite light in nature, and in general, this is unlikely to cause a large enough strain on the bone to build bone. For some people, they might be enough to slow down bone loss. And of course, I don't meet all those people for whom that is correct. So bear in mind that there's a whole population of people out there that have never done any sort of structured exercise and their bone density is just fine. But for those people that have a diagnosis of osteoporosis and osteopenia and want to use exercise to manage it, in particular people that are already quite active, the advice of simply doing weight-bearing exercise to me isn't specific enough. And so exercise that is progressive in nature, so that progressively gets harder as you get more used to it, is probably likely to have a more positive effect on both mitigating bone loss as well as building bone density. And for those reasons, weight-bearing exercise for some people probably isn't enough on its own. This does not mean that you should give up your other forms of exercise that you love, because meeting minimum exercise guidelines, which are actually quite high, like 150 minutes a week minimum, is also really important to maximize your bone health. But it might mean that you want to take up another form of exercise additional to your walking or your yoga if you've got a diagnosis and you're wanting to use exercise as a primary treatment modality.